Thank you for watching Detroit in Overdrive. Presented by General Motors.
It is a city unlike any other, filled with the hopes and dreams of an entire nation. It is resilient, innovative, and driven to succeed. This is Detroit, a city that has known the good times and weathered the bad. Now, through the dedication and hard work of its people, the Motor City is rebuilding. One neighborhood, one block, one brick at a time. GM proudly presents Detroit in Overdrive. In the last half of the 20th century, art and music from Detroit changed America. And now they're changing Detroit.
Art's saving the city right now.
Who's next? Don't all raise your hands at once.
One of the leading design schools in the world is grooming the next generation of car designers.
I just don't want amateur hour.
My mission in life is to get all of them jobs when they graduate.
The city that gave birth to Motown is making classical music cool for Black and Latino children.
Wait, no,
Once
wait.
the confidence goes, it's over.
Oh.
An artist is working with kids to show them how a neighborhood can become their canvas.
Can you see covering a whole street with shoes? That's what I'm talking about.
And a fledgling record label is breathing new life into Detroit's music scene.
Before I do my thing, I got my other thing lined up.
I'd love to be part of the family.
Should we put his record up?
When a city has been kicked in the gut and brought to its knees, it can do one of two things: give up or fight back. And one sign that Detroit is fighting back can be found in its booming art scene and the artists making it happen.
There's more style in Detroit than any city on the earth. Pound for pound, more style.
It's gritty, it's tough, it's raw, and more than anything, it's a wide open space for people to come and create.
Spread like water, keep your eyes on everything.
Detroit is a blank canvas to a lot of people. As an artist, you can get a cheap piece of property and work on your art or your craft.
It's really the new frontier.
This is the story of how art is helping to recreate the Motor City.
I have the self-portrait they did, also with the tattoos.
Artists from every field are slowly transforming Detroit from a burnt-out urban wilderness into a model of post-industrial cool, beginning with the ruins themselves.
Does things that you want.
All right, we're gonna walk this way. Every place you see works of art, there once stood a house.
The granddaddy of this modern Detroit art movement is the Heidelberg Project, where a single-minded artist named Tyree Guyton decided to turn junk into art, starting with the street where he grew up.
Growing up on Heidelberg Street, I remember a very beautiful neighborhood. It's incredible.
In the early 1900s, this was a very diverse community. Helen Thomas, White House correspondent, she lived here. She lived here in the 30s. Wilson Pickett lived on Elba Street. Berry Gordy, this is his stomping ground. So it's not just about one particular race of people, but it is community.
Then came the riots of 1967. The community was torn apart.
The bitterness and neglect of 200 years of history erupts in a flaming miasma of terror, destruction, and revenge.
When the riots took place, I remember my grandmother telling me to get down on the seat because we were driving through fire.
90 deaths, 2,000 injuries, 12,000 arrests.
I felt the world was coming to an end.
Damages? No one really knows.
After the riots, there was a degeneration. People just came to accept drugs, crime, poverty as a way of life. Heidelberg was a jolt. It was an injection.
In 1986, Tyree painted a single pink polka dot on an abandoned house on his block. From there, the idea took off.
I see life as a circle and how it has a way of repeating itself over and over.
Before long, he was decorating whole houses with things the world considers disposable, and it changed the entire neighborhood.
Perfect.
20 years ago, when I first turned on Heidelberg Street, I remember thinking to myself, what kind of bird brain story is this man gonna tell me about why he's out here collecting all this stuff and then having the nerve to call it art.
Museums attract a certain class of people. And so talking with my neighbors, a lot of them felt like it was not for them. I wanted to bring the art to the everyday, common people who wouldn't go to the museums because they thought they didn't belong there.
90% of the people in this area live at or below the poverty rate. That became the platform for creating a Heidelberg Project in the first place. But it was certainly what this particular community needed to draw attention to what was happening to a neighborhood. Tyreek began the first structure in 1986. There was political opposition.
This old frame house, decorated with what some consider folk art, was reduced to rubble in minutes.
The city ordered the first demolition in 1991.
Well, the city tears it down. It's my job to put it back.
Then once again, another political war was waged. There was the second demolition in 1999, and you might ask, well, what'd you do after that? Well, he did it again. It came back stronger and more powerful. We've survived 4 mayoral administrations, but as far as we're concerned, you cannot kill the power of the human spirit.
Today, these blocks in the middle of the ruins have become an offbeat tourist attraction. But Tyree Guyton is branching out. He's already at work on an eye-opening installation he hopes will knock people's socks off. Or at least their shoes. His plan? To bring attention to a growing problem by filling a city street with thousands of donated shoes. And opening day is less than a month away. If art has changed the landscape here, so has music. Smokey Robinson, Diana Ross, the Jackson 5, and so many more have roots in the Motor City. Today, Detroit still spins out music icons like Eminem, Kid Rock, and the White Stripes. And record moguls like Motown's founder Berry Gordy continue to inspire new generations of talent.
Do the B for me. My name's Andrew Beer. I started up Woodbridge Records about 3 years ago with 2 of my good friends. The real reason that I think we started a record label in the city was to create a support system for all of each other.
Support each other's music. I mean, we're all local bands. We're all trying to put our music out. Why don't we get together and try to make it a collection?
Call it trash, call it if I'm speaking that. But the busted door and broken windows, isn't that your land? But no talk in your rooms.
I play acoustic guitar and I sing in No Man. Rav here plays drums in the Summer Pledge. And the other band on the label is called I Crime.
That's on the new record.
Yeah, it's called Call It what were we doing again? College Hit. College Hit.
College Hit.
The No Man full length is coming out.
We have a record release party coming up at the Shack in a couple weeks.
We just finished mixing it Monday.
What are you guys doing for the artwork?
We are in touch with Liz Longo again. She did the giraffe.
Oh, I love
and the t-shirts.
Wake up, it's a desk with a skyscraper. Last week it was 30, and now we're both stuck. 74.
I want this to be your best album cover ever. Like some kind of animal, almost like a mask.
Yeah. I like how the chin is kind of just jutting out, and that's all you really see of the face and the neck. It kind of keeps it as like an anonymous creature.
You can pretty much draw whatever you want, and we're gonna love it.
Last week it was 60.
I would love to get to the point where Woodbridge Records could provide jobs for people. You know, I mean, there's a lot of independent labels that have done this and are able to sustain and promote the neighborhood further.
This is the moment of truth. How do you think they look?
Oh my God. It looks really clean. I think this is the coolest looking record that we've put out.
Is this the one with blood on it?
Yeah, there's actually 5 or 6 that have blood. Yeah, that's one of them.
How did that happen?
I got probably like 7 or 8 cardboard paper cuts, if you knew that was possible, from printing last night.
Cardboard paper cuts are the worst.
So you might want to hold on to those. The ones with blood, they'll probably be worth a lot of money someday.
Coming up, Tyree Guyton